Hey, how are you? Good, good.
That's right.
Well, we don't show this in a hurry now. I have somebody to go to. Somebody on the list I actually know. But down the road, I can get something done. This is exciting. But there you go. I got him on. I got his speed dial right there. I know I got him. Bonus, son. Bonus. Now I gotta find something I need to memorize. Oh, they got ready the entire thing. Any better? Oh, I'm sure he can figure that out now. Yeah.
What does he think he's
I'm on the list waiting, but
late this year, and they would call me, so I got a hold of them, and I had one today.
you can get some people to sign up.
Yeah.
Do you want some people to sign up?
So every time the election comes up, it means supposedly means
Yes, it is.
Can't say nothing bad. I told him I'll tell him, but nobody gonna speak.
That's exciting.
I thought
Except then, I'm sure it'll still be a 30-minute show.
Don't ever.
Don't ever underestimate. Don't ever underestimate. Never know. Still be a show.
Dave has a last hour. You guys
school works slow. If you want to change have county rest of the county. There ought to be two.
Well, there ought to be.
Are you gonna do the other first?
We're gonna take
Given 2/3 of the students are county, you would think that's what they would take.
Well, I'm bringing out the money. How much money do we get?
Well, a third.
So a third. And that's how I do it.
Okay, so I have been.
Okay.
On Friday times, I've seen some people taking tax work. I'm so curious about what's going on.
I hate that.
I get a phone call. I get a phone call 5:30. We don't know for how long. He's fucking 16 hour days right now. Taking over all of his pay because he won't go back to work. So we had no idea. He said he left
Well, all the
and said he'd be right back. And he came back.
Saw that come across my phone. Hey, man.
Buddy, you ready to taxi out and go? Okay, if I can get everybody's attention, I'm gonna call the Loudon County Commission meeting for February 1st, 2021 to order. I've asked Commissioner Brewster to open our meeting with a pledge and an invocation.
Salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we all pray. Our Heavenly Father, I pray that you will help us tonight to make decisions based in your honor and based for the best of the things that are right for our county. I pray, Heavenly Father, that you'll watch after everyone here and everyone out there in the community. Help us to be guided and directed by your ways and truth. I ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, before I ask Tammy to call the roll, I'm gonna turn the meeting over to the mayor, Buddy Bradshaw.
All right, well, I'll just go right around and turn it over to Representative Caffey, Representative Russell, and our sheriff is here. And Sheriff, we tried to pull this off about 2 months ago.
Three.
And we had put it on there, actually, I think Jimmy, I'll say Jimmy's doing the line. So he told you that we had something on purchasing we really need you down here for. And then I told you on Zoom that we'd actually pulled it off, and then the commission was wondering what in the world I was talking about, because we did a decent job keeping it secret. But I'm gonna turn it over this time to Representative Russ, Representative Cal.
The floor is yours.
Sheriff, we don't have a warrant for you or anything, but I hope you don't have one for me. We've got a proclamation signed by everybody that's important, and me too, to recognize your 30 years, and so I'm gonna start reading it. And you know, Matlock, we used to do a lot of these, and I tell people, you know, that he always gives me the part with the big words that I can't pronounce and don't know what they mean. And I've said that half a dozen times. He leaned over the microphone one night and said, that's all right, he just skips them or leaves them out. So I'm gonna start here. Whereas it is appropriate, we should honor those citizens who have performed with uncommon devotion and enthusiasm throughout their careers in law enforcement. And whereas Sheriff Timothy W. Guider of Loudon County Sheriff's Office is one such exemplable public servant who has devoted his life to the preservation of law and order and the protection of his fellow citizens. Whereas Timothy Guider was elected Sheriff of Loudon County in August 1990, has faithfully served the citizens of Loudon County for 30 years, making him the longest serving sheriff in the county's history. And whereas a graduate of Loudon High School, Sheriff Guider attended East Tennessee State University and graduated from the Tennessee Law Enforcement Academy. And whereas Sheriff Guider began his estimable career with Loudon County Sheriff's Office as a jailer in 1983, that same year, he became a patrol officer and quickly promoted to the rank of sergeant with the Leavenworth City Police Department. And whereas known by the people, he serves as a true gentleman's gentleman, Sheriff Guider exemplifies the value of hard work, compassion, and devotion to community, and are characteristic with a diligent officer of the law.
And whereas exemplary volunteerism and professionalism in all his endeavors, Sheriff Guider is a former president of the Tennessee Sheriff's Association and current president of Piney Realty. He is also a 32nd degree Mason, Curbella Shriner, and member of the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 21. Whereas Sheriff Guider also served on the board of directors for Loudon County Fire Rescue, Loudon County 911 Center, and the Tellico Village Fire Department. Whereas a man of devoted faith, Sheriff Guider is a longtime member of the Loudon Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And whereas his many accomplishments aside, Sheriff Guider enjoys the love and support of his wife Suzanne, and they are proud parents of his two children, Christy Guider and Timmy Guider. Whereas Sheriff Guider has contributed greatly to the safety of the citizens of Loudon County, serving with tremendous courage and professionalism, and winning the respect and admiration of his fellow officers and grateful public. We find it appropriate to acknowledge and applaud Sheriff Guider for his dedication and service to the citizens of Loudon County and the state of Tennessee. Now therefore, Cameron Sexton, Speaker of the House of Representatives of the 111th General Assembly of the state of Tennessee, at the request of, in conjunction with Representative Lowell Russell and Representative Kim Calfee, do hereby proclaim that we honor and commend Sheriff Timothy Guider for his 30 years of dedicated service to his community as Sheriff of Loudon County, and congratulate him on the celebration of his birthday, and extend to him our best wishes for success in all his future endeavors. And signed by Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton, Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally, myself, and Representative Kim Calfee. Congratulations, Sheriff.
Come up front so we can get a picture.
Thank y'all so much.
Put you in the center.
Yeah, he's the center of attention tonight.
Okay.
Thank y'all very, very, very much. I tell you, it's pulled off pretty good. I didn't know anything about it. I was trying to get my jacket, my warm jacket on today, and I asked Suzanne to roll it for me. And she said, of all the times you'd want me to roll that coat for you, tonight she just said that. She said, I thought, my goodness, of all the time. But I can't thank y'all enough. I've been blessed, very blessed with my family, my staff, citizens of Loudon County especially, you know. Been blessed to have the support of the county for these many years, and Loudon County's been good to me, been very good to me, thank you. So, thank y'all very much.
Representative Calvin and I also want to present a colonel certificate to Mayor Bradshaw for outstanding service. This has been a tough year for all elected officials, especially the county commission and mayor, and we just wanted to give him a colonel certificate from the governor for outstanding service. Again, I can't.
Yeah, so they northern colonel or southern. I'm gonna call it colonel.
It's close in. Oh, here, sheriff may want to do the same. Kids, Dad, come up here right quick, let's get the picture. We won't all be in the same room again for months.
No kids.
Well, since we're doing that, Kent and I also want to, since we're having everybody up here, Kent also want to get a sheriff's colonel certificate too, so come on up here for this one.
How lucky can a man get? Thank you. Hey, Mom.
Let's, all right, you step down, let's get, we'll get.
We'll get one,
All right, stop back here.
you all, they won't do each panel.
Do what now? Okay. Should I have this on?
That's you, 100%.
And Jimmy, can
You already been in here?
Here. Please shake your hand.
Y'all go
Good,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all go first.
Can I get one to shake your hand?
Family, come on in.
Sheriff.
Come on. Right here. Come on in. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Colonel Clint, Colonel.
Hey, I'm thinking it's the honorary Colonel Sanders badge or something. What I'm thinking.
We'll have to salute him now.
Does this mean Van will be wearing the bird on
He'll
each
have a bird
collar?
on each collar. The drumstick award. Couldn't tell you.
Thank you.
That's a difference between $5 and getting a meal at the jail.
There you go.
Good luck, y'all. I know it's a tough year, like Laura said, for everybody in elective office.
You gonna take a 2 minute here, or you gonna see what they wanna do, or
What's that?
you wanna see what they're gonna do?
Just do roll call.
We'll go right next to it in just a second.
I'll tell you.
Buddy, is Tracy coming?
No more than we had on the budget, and if she said anything comes up, then we can give her a call.
You'll take care of that section? Because we went through it, it's no big
The only
deal.
thing different than what we actually covered in the workshop was the EPMG, and that was an email that's mixed up from the state. So, but it's the same one we do every year, no change.
And we're not gonna turn it down, because that covers the EMA department.
Big part of that budget.
Okay, okay. All right, if we can, we'll go back to business. Tammy, call the roll.
Brewster. Here. Mears.
Here.
Hurley. Here. Tinker.
Here.
Satterfield.
Here.
Whitfield.
Here.
Cullen.
Here.
Duff.
Here.
Shaver.
Here,
Waller.
Present.
Okay.
gotta be one. It's what happens when you go to school at Farragut most of your life.
That's, I understand that.
We say present, sir, present, ma'am.
Okay, we have the adoption of the February 1st Loudon County Commission agenda. I know there's a couple ads. Kelly?
Yes, I want to add to the agenda, I had brought it up at the workshop that we just need to take, an acceptance vote on the resignation from the solid waste of John Watkins. So I'd like to add that to the agenda.
Could I go my nomination for that replacement when Kelly's comes up?
Where you gonna put this in there?
What's that?
Where you gonna put these?
I'm gonna put them right past, right below Buddy's under the resolution E,
Kelly and Bill.
Kelly and Bill.
Sounds like
Okay.
a country western song.
There you go, we'll make a lot of money. Any other additions or subtractions from the agenda? I'll entertain a motion to accept it.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up is the reading and acceptance of the January 4th, 2021 Loudon County Commission meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as they're written.
Okay, we got a motion,
I'll second.
we've got a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. I don't see anybody left, so we're gonna
Jeremy may wanna
pass.
speak.
Jeremy, you wanna step up there and tell us? No, okay.
She didn't want to come.
Okay, we'll go by the general public comments, and Buddy Bradshaw, take us through your agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first is the resolution for the Knox County Board of Health, and I meant to bring a couple of the big ones, but I can, have you got them, Tammy?
I got 'em.
Well, we've got them, and I can make copies.
You got the one for us to sign?
I'm ready for you to sign.
Tammy has the official. I'll
We're
make a
all
motion,
ready
we
to go.
approve the resolution of the Knox County Board of Health and everybody else that's affiliated to it.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the resolution for the Knox County Board of Health. We've got a second.
I do have one question.
Go ahead.
We would definitely want to send it to the Board of Health, Knox County Mayor, Knox County Commission,
Yep.
Knoxville mayor.
our reps. You'll send one to Knoxville Mayor as well?
Yeah.
Sure. Everybody good with that one? City Mayor. Our reps, Senator McNally, as well as Governor Lee.
I don't want this to sound bad at all. Is Tammy gonna send it or is Buddy gonna send it?
We're gonna sign it.
I know who's gonna be responsible to make sure all these get sent.
I vote Tammy.
Anita or Tammy?
I'm short-handed,
I
yeah.
work with Anita, so.
Okay,
I can
you
get
and
it
Anita
to
make
Anita.
sure that gets
I'll get
out.
it signed and we'll get it.
No
sent.
reflection on
No
Buddy,
worries.
just sometimes he forgets things.
No, and I'll be the first to tell you that.
Yep.
But between Anita and Tammy, they get it took care of.
All right.
We'll have it now.
They've got it covered. Okay, we got a motion and a second on the resolution. Has everybody read it? Any comments? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that'll get sent off to Knox County and to the people involved.
There your headline, Jeremy.
All right, B is the COVID leave policy. No changes to it since workshop.
12 months or 6?
That is up to you all.
What's in the resolution?
Well, that was one of the topics of discussion. I think in the resolution itself, we left it at 12.
I'd leave it at 12. I make a motion that we approve.
Well, I have one question about that.
Go ahead, we got a motion?
Second.
Okay, go ahead now.
On this leave policy, it covers, COVID if you test positive, but it doesn't have any mention of employees who are exposed and who have to be away from work for 5 days before they're allowed to get a test. And doesn't the CDC cover that in some way
Well,
that we should probably cover those folks for at least the 5 days until they get a test?
the overwhelming majority of our employees, I don't think would ever see. I can say during this first run of 2020, there's been several that I've told them to come get their stuff and be sitting outside their door.
Tell them don't forget your pocketbooks, Mike.
And so, I mean, it opens up a little bit of a crack. I don't think anybody take advantage, but it also encourages our employees to do proper social distancing and as well as taking responsibility for their own, where they're out as well.
Does this just mimic what was before that expired December
With the
31st?
exception of the 5-day rule. And if y'all wanna add that, if the commission chooses to add, that's up to you all as well.
They're required to isolate for 5 days if they've been exposed.
Who requires them?
Huh?
Who requires them?
The CDC requires them to go for 5 days before they can get tested.
I mean, how do you get, who's gonna tell me I have to go somewhere in quarantine? How does that, what's the trigger on that?
But I think if we don't do that, we're gonna have folks that are in offices together
Well, we didn't
who's
do
gonna get exposed, and then they're gonna come to work tomorrow and expose 10 more.
we didn't do it in
And
2020.
if Adam, started feeling bad tomorrow and went and took a test,
And
then
was positive.
he would have to tell the health department, everyone he had been around in the last 48 hours, then the health department will
We'll
contact you.
contact them.
And then you would have to be quarantined, and then they'll call you every day to see how you're doing, and if you're having any
Sounds very
symptoms.
socialistic
Are
to
they
me.
doing
You just asked how it worked, I didn't
That's
say it's
how it
favorable,
works.
I'm just
They
telling you
did-
that's
when
how
I
it
had it
works.
back in December, they did.
Well, I guess my concern is just changing the rules in 2021 when 2020 didn't.
Wasn't a problem.
Yeah. That's my concern.
We can put that right back in there, that's no problem at all. I can have Betsy draw it up. What did the school board do, Matt? Do you know?
They haven't passed it yet.
Okay. Do you know what they had intended?
It'll be just like it was.
I thought the paper said they did pass it.
I can't remember.
Jeremy, they've
Maybe-
already
I didn't know
passed
if it was if it was coming up or if it was, maybe it was last month.
I think they've already
They
passed
just
it.
extended what was in 2020?
And the 5 days, of course, if it's positive, is retro at that point in time. But then if not, like I said, I had one in particular, got exposed. On the third time he got exposed, his or her butt come to work anyway. We left whatever he or her needed to work outside. And like I said, I don't think there was very many people took advantage of the exposure, but there was some that took advantage.
We have had one employee that has had COVID twice.
We've had several employees that had COVID twice.
Now, in the CDC's guidelines, it doesn't matter if you're quarantined 4 times, 5 times, if you get COVID twice, you get 10 days, and that's it, no matter what. You don't get it over and over again.
Is that how our policy is?
I think that's pretty much
Yeah,
that's the way
that's
it
it.
intended. Chris Parr, I know Chris Parks tested positive in June or July. Actually, no symptoms, actually shows up in December with it. Several of our maintenance departments tested positive twice, and the second time they tested, though, they actually had COVID. Of course, CDC, they reduced the cycle threshold on those tests from 38 to 25.
Right after the election was done.
Day after the
How that worked out?
inauguration, day after inauguration, they changed.
And 80% of the PCR tests are fouled or either false positive or false negative.
That's irrelevant to this
Okay.
conversation.
So, but
Okay.
most all of the employees have been or have had the COVID, right?
Well, I
You
know-
said there were very few who did not, right?
Like in my office, we're down to 4
That's what I thought.
that have not had it.
Mayor, can a lot of your county employees who, if they were to be quarantined, can a good number of them work from home or
A lot can. Like I said, we're still split
for
shifts.
those
in
5
finance.
days, you know, if they had to stay at home, they could still work?
The library purchasing is still on split shifts. Most they can, but what you get into is our maintenance guys, of course, they can't. Our deputies,
But I think the maintenance guys have been spread out quite a bit,
yeah.
so,
And there's 3 in there that've had it twice now.
yeah.
And that's my only concern, if they've been exposed and they're, I'm trying to look for the right word, they're in an office where they're, they haven't been employed a long time, they're making $12.50 or $13 an hour, and we send them home for 5 to 7 days with no pay. That's gonna be tough on those folks. And then, are they gonna say, well, I'm just going on to work, and there's a big chance they're gonna.
How many people would this 5-day rule apply to back in 2020 that didn't get the same 5 days? That's a little bit of concern of mine.
That, what do you mean?
Like he's saying the 5 days would be a new rule after,
Everybody in
right?
2020 that had the 5 days got paid.
So the 5 day was in there in 2020?
Yes.
Then we need to
But
put it
it's
in
not
there.
in this. It doesn't say anything about exposure in this.
We could put the 5 day in.
Whatever was in
I don't have an
2020
issue
needs to
with
be
it.
now.
I make a motion that we include, I make a, Mr. Chairman,
Hold on, I hear you.
I make a motion that we include.
Hold on, guys.
Make a motion to amend.
I make a motion that we include the 5-day quarantine imposed, that we cover them with, you know,
Okay. Mirror the,
mirror the
CDC.
CDC.
Yeah.
But you mean you're amending your motion?
Okay, you're
to add
amending
that.
the original one.
Yes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got an amended motion to add the 5 days to it. We've got a second by Commissioner Whitfield. Any further discussion?
We need to vote on that amendment, right?
Right, we're voting on that.
What's that?
We're voting on the amendment this time,
Voting on the amendment, right?
to add the 5 days of quarantine, that you're not sick.
Okay, any further discussion?
But you only get 10 days max, right, Tinker? No matter how it goes, 10's all you're getting. 1 time, 2 time, 10 time, 8 quarantines, you get 10 days.
I think
For
what
the
he
year.
said his amended motion was to go with the same policy as they had last time, right? As the
That would be
5
it.
days, and did our policy have that 10-day in it?
Federal
policy has
We didn't
that.
have a policy till now. It was the feds that dictated prior to now.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah, you only can use it one time, that leave. Now, you can use it a day here and a day there while you're waiting on a test, or if you're symptomatic and you wanna use it, but then you get a test and it's negative, you can use 2 days of it, 2 days, but you only get 10 total.
And most tests now are coming back within a day or so.
They've sped that
I
up.
think we've got it covered, but a lot of questions, just out of curiosity, who's gonna monitor all this?
HR will.
HR
There's a
job.
spreadsheet that goes by. Actually, look at some of the time sheets, it'll say
Suspension.
8 hours and then it'll have COVID, so it's all been logged in.
What about the people that have been affected since January 1st?
This will be retro for them.
Okay. All right, we're voting on the amendment, which adds the 5 days. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Now we've got to do the total COVA positive, right? The
As
COVA.
amended.
Well,
As
I
amended.
like it being 6 months, and then we can extend it if we need to versus having to take it away. That's just my,
Are you making that a motion,
I'll make that
sir?
as a motion, sure.
I'll give that a second.
An amendment?
To make it.
You got
That
another
would-
amendment to
that would
make
be
it
another
from 12
amendment
to
to the original.
6.
Make this 6 months, and we'll renew it if we need to in 6 months.
And of course, the question, I think you actually asked that last time, what happens if, I mean, goodness, Joe Biden's solving all the problems, if the pandemic is dismissed March 3rd? Does this policy end? Because it's based on the pandemic, isn't it?
Now, we would need to vote on it, I believe, just to To cancel.
to end it, if it ends prior to whatever we choose.
Yeah.
Right now, we got an amendment for 6 months rather than 12.
Well, if it ends, so like, if you look, this requires a doctor's
Yeah.
specific note, so surely if it ends, the doctor will be right.
let it in.
Okay, we got
Absolutely not.
Let's just
we
vote.
got a motion to change from 12 to 6 months.
It'll be another year.
Motion was made by Commissioner Waller, second by Commissioner Brewster. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, none opposed.
No,
Whoop,
Yeah, you didn't ask that, Henry.
okay,
no,
sorry, I missed it, sorry.
Yeah.
Two
I-
noes.
I say no.
Who else?
Okay.
said
think going to
opposed?
6 is counterproductive when it's a lot easier to go the other way, but nevertheless,
Who was the other
I
name?
feel like Van Schaefer tonight.
You got,
God, you need to start your day over.
You gotta be 9-1 to be me, House. Don't be jumping this 8-2 stuff. Come on.
okay.
You
Gotta be
can't be the
9,
only one, just don't be nothing.
it's gotta be 9 and
9-1, brother. Used to be
Okay,
my.
now we've got to vote on the total.
No, the
Yeah.
six, there's no,
The 6 was an amendment.
Amendment, yeah.
So now we need to vote on the whole thing with 2 amendments
With 5
already
days
added
and
to
the
it.
but the 6, doesn't it, wouldn't it trump the 12? I mean, you've already voted for 6. If everybody says yes to 12.
But we're
wins.
not saying
But
12.
now it's,
We've amended 12 down to
Yeah,
6.
I don't understand.
but now
why
you
we
got to
have
vote for the
We gotta
whole
vote on the
policy.
big one with the amendments.
I don't think so, but that's okay.
All right, let's do it this way. Let's vote for the COLA policy as it's been amended in order to put it into the minutes and to make it
Motion to approve.
motion approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the COLA policy and we've got a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No,
We got one no.
9-1, baby. Now he's getting the hang of it now.
Okay.
we'll be back.
All right, thank you.
And then we'll see you in another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The next is the Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeals, no change from it. Same members has been on there for several years.
Do they know they're on it?
My father has no clue.
They don't mean a lot.
My father's never met a day in his life at this board.
I'll make a motion we approve that recommendation from the mayor.
Second.
We got a motion by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Whitfield. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Not this time.
Okay, good.
You're gonna probably pose congenital heart disease, aren't you? You don't like that, right?
I'm gonna go against the kicking the puppy
Mhm.
resolution.
Number D is a congenital heart defect awareness week. This group sent this proclamation out.
Make a motion we approve.
Thank you. My oldest son that was here actually has a congenital heart defect, so this one's a little close to the heart, so to speak.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion to approve. Whoop, hold on, by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Littleton.
Mr. Chairman, in case the commission is not aware, Loudon County is #1 in the state as far as heart conditions for ages 65, 75, and 85. And that's very alarming. So,
Well,
You
I
got
can
the
say I'm
Senior
in that
Citizen Center
group.
open more
I'm
hours.
there.
I'm there.
Count me in, baby.
I'm working on it.
Okay, any
Coronary
further,
artery disease.
any further discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay.
And number E, course coach Ronnie Roberts, Loudon High School passed suddenly. And so, didn't have time to bring full commission, but would like this entered in and approved by commission and put in our records to honor Coach Roberts.
Make a motion we approve.
second on the motion.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Whitfield, seconded by Commissioner Mears to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. All right,
We got the add-ons now.
Yeah, Buddy, you done?
Yes, sir, but still under me, but, Commissioner Brewster, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Brewster
Yep.
for,
I did bring it to workshop, so all I'm asking is that we take a acceptance vote of the resignation.
Make a motion, we approve the resignation of whatever his name is.
John Watkins
John
John Watkins.
Second on the motion.
from
Okay, we
Solid
got a
Waste.
motion and a second. Commissioner Brewster, motion, seconded by Commissioner Mears. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed?
who made the motion?
Me.
And Mears seconded.
Mears seconded.
No problem there.
You or Kelly?
It was me.
It was
I
him.
jumped
Did
the gun.
I say Kelly?
I was explaining it, and he made the motion on top of my explaining.
So we would kind of keep moving.
He's trying to get home and watch The Bachelor.
Been holding us up.
Exactly, thank you, thank you, Kelly,
I would like
thank
to
you,
make a
Kelly.
nomination to fill the now existing vacancy to the Solid Waste Commission, Mr. Terry Small.
I'd like to make a motion, we accept Commissioner Satterfield's recommendation to that board.
I'll second that. And did you say Terry Small?
Terry Small.
Wait a minute. That's your recommendation? It's very small, I gotta make the recommendation.
I'm making a
He's
motion,
got-
we take his suggestion for your
I
recommendation.
recommend Coach Satterfield's recommendation of Terry Small for service on. the
Make a
Loudon
motion to
County
approve
Solid
the
Waste
mayor's decision on Terry Small.
Okay, we got a motion
I'll second.
and seconded by Commissioner Brewster. I got it.
It's all recorded now.
It's all recorded.
I'm sorry, Tammy.
Okay, any further discussion?
Did you say that this man has an engineering degree?
He is a graduate of West Point. He's worked for the federal government as a federal mine inspector.
Living in Greenback?
And his wife has been an employee for the United States Marshal's
Car broke down.
Office. in
Nice.
Knoxville.
So you're trying to get out of jail free cards on this.
I appreciate
Hey,
that.
Bill, I'd go behind somebody else because he won't last down there long. I promise you that. About the first 4 hours, me and he be done.
If he'd make it through that West Point hazing, that first
This is,
hell week.
it's
right
worse.
there.
Solid waste is worse.
I know, I told Matt that I have a suggestion for school discipline is to make them attend a solid waste commission.
I think that's a great
I'm
idea.
just kidding. Just kidding.
Gee,
Okay, we got a motion and a
That's a good
second
idea. I like it.
to approve Terry Small to the Solid Waste Commission. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, tell him welcome to the NFL.
Would you let him know that we have a meeting this month?
I'm going to meet with
Bring
him.
him?
I'm gonna give him, I'll come with him, but I may give him your phone number so you can talk, give him a little.
Okay, Mayor Bradshaw, will you take us through the
Sounds good.
budget amendments and recommendations from
Yes, sir.
Tracy Blair?
The, Walton Fire County General Fund, Public Libraries, General Purpose School Fund, School Federal Projects, and General Capital Projects all pass through Budget Commission.
Mr.
Budget
Chairman, I'll make a
Committee.
motion, we approve them all together. We discussed the workshop, the budget committee approved them, so I got a motion to approve them all.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second on the motion.
Second on the motion. Okay, any further discussion? There's money involved in this, call the roll, Tammy.
Satterfield,
Aye.
Whitfield,
Aye.
Cullen,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Shaver,
Aye?
Waller,
Aye.
Brewster. Aye. Mears.
Aye.
Hurley.
Aye.
Tinker.
Because I'm an employee of the Board of Ed, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal on general purpose school fund. I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to my obligation to my constituents and the citizen this body represents. Aye.
Okay. Okay, that motion passed.
You got a monthly report?
She did not send monthly reports with me,
I'll get them and email them to everybody.
thank you.
Okay.
And the C is the EMPG grant. This is the one we get every year. They had sent the email, the reason it didn't come to workshop, they sent the email to the employee, it's no longer with us. And so it finally took back around, and this is it. It's the one we get every year.
Motion to approve, or accept, yes.
Okay, a motion to approve the EMPG grant. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We've got a second from Commissioner Brewster.
It's coming someday.
Any further discussion?
That's it.
Okay, it's money involved. Call the roll, Tammy.
Whitfield,
Aye.
Cullen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Shaver,
Aye.
Waller,
Aye.
Brewster. Aye. Mears,
Aye.
Gurley,
Aye.
Tinker,
Aye.
Satterfield.
Aye. Okay.
So I have just, one little tidbit, Tracy Blair has sent out emails to all elected officials and department heads requesting they have their budgets back by, if I'm not mistaken, February 19th, so we're just a few, maybe, well, I'll say a few weeks. I don't think it'll be a few
They'll have it there
months.
by May.
Yeah, just in time for us to wrap up, we'll get that last one, but
Yeah.
we're about ready to start the budget process.
And that rolls out soon. Okay. Okay, Commissioner Mears, tell us about the bonds and notaries.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, each of these have been publicized appropriately. I'd like to make a motion that we approve these tonight at the February 1st meeting. Making a motion.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second.
Hey, we'll give a second to you.
Vote.
I'm gonna give it to Commissioner Waller.
Thank you.
How about that? The deck's stacked against me.
Yes, sir.
Your life is so hard.
Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the bonds and notary signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr. Chairman, one quick one.
Go ahead.
And I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. Can you tell us what you told me earlier about the insurance and the architect and stuff meeting together or some?
Give us an update.
This week, whatever you tell me and Kelly today.
We met on Friday, it was, myself, Ms. Husky, Brian Brown, Travelers Insurance, Tennessee Risk Management, our construction crew, and our, architects as well. Met, they didn't feel like moving the walls would be a big deal at all. I think it was a little bit of a nudge for architects to kind of pick it up a notch and get the ball rolling. Like I said, every month it's there. But now, and also back up and say this, construction crew was very adamant, said, you know, a 150-year-old building, every time we've cleaned something up, we found something else. We moved this is cracked. And so they, very good explanation. Insurance was satisfied with it, but I think, hopeful that, we're ready to get phase 2 underway pretty quick.
Good news.
But now we're still looking, I think, at the end of, February, March, though, but just saying, they're doing the drawings now and the tweaks that are coming in. Hopefully we'll get what we want and still remain cost effective.
So we'll see that here before.
So did they have the,
Commission before it moves on down the road.
Oh, yeah, it'll come back.
did they have a structural engineer there too?
The insurance,
Yeah.
insurance had one and, the architectural firm had one.
Did they say they were gonna get back with us on anything, or they still didn't seem to feel like everything was still a go?
They felt pretty good about everything still being a go. They're gonna compare notes. One of the interesting tidbits that I thought was interesting was the 150-year-old wood. They've tested it. It's good for about 1,500 pounds per square foot. The wood you get now, modern wood, unless it's made as good in factories, is about 250 pounds per square foot. Just the difference. And anybody that wants to go in and see it now that it's cleaned up, I've got a key to the gate.
You wanna go right now?
I don't care.
I'm just kidding. I don't
But it's amazing to see inside. Just
really
the
is.
structure it went in, the craftsmanship that built that building's amazing.
I'm
A
sorry.
mural on the wall.
Just one other quick question. The water fountain at the bathroom over here is running nearly full stream now. It's been getting worse and worse, but about 2 months it's been running about full stream back here, Tammy. Somebody, could you maybe get a work order in on
What
that
is
one? The water fountain right here at the bathroom, is just running full stream.
What do you mean running full screen? Non-stop,
The water's running out of it, into the drain.
constantly.
Yes,
Like right now it's going?
for months.
I'll put a maintenance request in.
There you go.
Turn the water off.
Well, the upstairs one's blocked off for use. I guess I'm surprised this one's not.
You roll the dice on a water fountain this day and time.
Just shut it off.
At least we don't drink out of water fountain.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second motion.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. I don't expect any no's. By the way, before you leave, swing by here and sign that resolution.
Yes, everybody sign the resolution.
Hey, Dave, what was the McNabb guy's name? He's a banker down here in Loudon.